was born in 1991, single, never married, never been a mother. In your eyes, I'm a leftover woman, undesirable and unmarriageable. Honestly, I'm self-aware. I know at my age I'd already be considered an advanced maternal age woman and might not even be able to have children anymore. So I've lowered my standards drastically. No need for a car, no need for a house, no dowry. I could even contribute money myself. But still, no one is interested. This is what a girl told me yesterday, and now that I think about it, I actually feel sympathy for her. I want to help her. That's why I made this Douyin TikTok video to ask everyone. Is there anyone out there who could accept someone like her? Guys nowadays really aren't simps anymore. If they think you're suitable, they'll take the initiative to talk to you. But if you try to test him, like deliberately not replying to messages, acting all high and mighty, making him chase you for a while. Ideally, you hope that because love is hard-won, he'll treasure you more. But in reality, if you pull that kind of stunt, not only will he not treasure you, most guys will just stop talking to you altogether. Guys these days are really that practical. If you, as a girl, still want to keep waiting and playing games, you're going to be very disappointed. Beautiful girls are the easiest to give birth to, figuratively meaning, to become, because since childhood, they're always chased by guys. At their peak, they've seen all kinds of men, so they don't feel anxious or insecure. But when they get older and finally want to settle down, they look around and realize the quality of men has dropped significantly. They become unwilling to settle, so they develop a better none than trash mindset. Years go by, and when no high-quality man appears, they start to vent. All men nowadays are trash. I don't even want to get married. Let me tell you something. Many beautiful, outgoing women in their 30s are still single. They're good-looking, but they're all in the same boat. Are you blaming women now? Some rural men, with no money, no ability, no responsibility, turn their rage toward urban women over 30, calling them schemers. Let's be honest. First, they try to shame women as leftovers to force them into lowering their standards. Then they blame women for rural bachelors not finding wives, like it's their fault. But in reality, it's about unequal resources. They want to get everything for free, marry without giving anything, have women care for the entire family, and raise kids like unpaid servants. They dream of finding a woman who brings her own salary and becomes a lifelong maid.
Dream on.
Luckily, women have woken up. Education and the internet have freed us from these fairy tales. Marriage is not a necessity. Remember this. We want freedom and value, not to fill someone else's hole. We want to stand side by side, not serve as second-class citizens. A strong woman doesn't whine or rely on others. She changes her life with her own hands, not by marrying a man to save her. She can leave and still live a full life. Some men only want a womb, a maid, and a caregiver. That's not love. That's exploitation. So remember, being single is not a failure. It's a badge of courage.
We're single by choice.
We define our value and our life. Rip off the labels and live your truth. You better not mess with older leftover women. These are women who are very independent, self-aware, and confident. Deep down, they carry a sense of superiority, but to be fair, they are excellent. You have to admit, if a man dares to approach them, he'll quickly realize age isn't even their biggest issue. The real problem is they're too perfect, too much of everything, and not enough of anything real. Sometimes, they speak in a way that's infuriating, and their words and actions can be extremely childish and arrogant. On the other hand, older single men, other than being broke, bad at talking, and ugly, don't really have many problems. But older leftover women? They've got some odd demands. They're still waiting for their Prince Charming or some billionaire CEO to come sweep them off their feet. They expect this man to not only pay for their future, but also to compensate for the youth and mistakes they've lost in the past. They say, if I do meet my dream CEO, I'll only talk about love, not money. The problem is, men with poor conditions don't dare approach them. And men with good conditions have no desire to deal with them. So tell me, what kind of man fits this fantasy? I'm 32 years old and still unmarried. I might never get married because at this age, no one would choose someone like me. And honestly, in a few more years, I probably won't even be able to have children. I've slowly come to accept this reality. But just now, I read something that really broke me. It said, if you don't get married and your parents both pass away, you'll no longer have a home. This world will be left with only you.
过了30岁以后，真的
After 30, aging really does hit like falling off a cliff. Every single year past 30, you can visibly see the decline. Recently, I've noticed a strong auntie smell and mom vibe for myself. Before, I always hung out with people my age, so it didn't seem obvious. I thought that since I hadn't had kids yet, my condition was still relatively good. But that was just compared to peers. I only realized how strong my mom vibes were 2 weeks ago, after spending more time with my younger cousin. One night, I was staring at her face. She's 17 years younger than me, just graduated high school at 18. No makeup. Her skin was fair and soft, slightly chubby in a baby fat kind of way. Absolutely adorable. You just wanted to pinch her cheeks. Even though she had a few pimples on her forehead and cheeks and no makeup, she still looked amazing, so full of youth, radiant with life. That kind of natural fullness in the face just cannot be compared to a woman in her 30s, no matter how much makeup or technology you use. Standing next to her, I felt embarrassed to even call myself her older sister. It was like people might mistake me for her mother. That was the day I truly noticed the oiliness, the aging aura I give off. Now, whenever I'm on a video call, I don't even look like a big sister anymore. I look like an auntie. I've finally accepted how fast aging is catching up with me.
87年
I was born in 1987, 38 years old now. As someone you might call a leftover woman, let me give younger girls some advice. Don't make money and material things your only criteria when choosing a partner. When you keep chasing after houses, cars, and high dowries, maybe pause and reflect on your own worth. Now, when I want to settle down and let go of pride, I realize the right person has long passed me by. Marriage should be about growing together, meeting someone genuine and building a future together. That's the kind of happiness worth treasuring.
没有生育能
Can you accept a woman who can't have children? If you can, this lady will pack her bags and come to you immediately. Today, a woman born in 1996 came to find Fei Jia to help her find a partner. She's from Wanzhou, Chongqing. She lost her ability to have children due to an illness. After recovering, she couldn't conceive anymore. She's been married before, and her ex-husband treated her terribly because of her infertility. He yelled, insulted, and made her life miserable. Now, she just wants to find a man who will live a stable life with her, and who doesn't mind that she can't have children. She doesn't care about the man's background, divorced, elderly parents, even kids from a previous marriage. It's all fine. She doesn't need a car, house, or dowry. All she asks is, don't hit her, don't insult her, and don't look down on her. She's willing to work and support the family together. They can even try living together first to test compatibility. If any man out there is open to this, feel free to sign up in Fei Jia's comment section.
水左右离
It's really hard for divorced women around 40 to find the right partner. Here, we have lots of women like that. If they don't take initiative, they usually find no one. Even if they do take the initiative, the chances are slim. Think about it. 30-year-old men aren't going to consider a 40-year-old woman. Even men their own age, 40, usually want someone younger. So for 40-something divorced women, it's an extremely awkward stage.
离了婚的
If you're a divorced man, stop dreaming about getting remarried for the second or third time, okay? Go make money. Just focus on making money like your life depends on it, got it? Once you've got money, don't go after another wife, okay? Stop chasing young girls or trying to remarry one of those twice or thrice divorced women. You think those women are anything great? You think marrying them will mean they'll live a peaceful life with you? Let me tell you, these women are already married before, have had kids. Yet they still act like they're something special. They'll demand expensive dowries. They'll say, I don't want to live in a house your ex-wife has lived in. Buy me a new house and a new car. And then the child's dowry costs another 200,000 yuan. Seriously, where do these women think they're worth that much? They already gave birth, their bodies are sagging, and they're asking for sky-high bride prices? And even if you pay all that, who says she'll even stay with you after? Once she gets the money, she could just run. These second marriage women aren't sincerely trying to build a life with you. They're using you for poverty relief, understand? You're being used to fund their lives. And some men, they're just desperate, scared they'll never find a wife. They're even thinking about giving up part of their body to survive this life. Wake up, ladies. The dating market has changed. You think high-quality men are rare? Wrong, they just don't want you. Last week, a 32-year-old woman with a 6,000 yuan salary and still living paycheck to paycheck insisted on finding a man who earns 500,000 a year. She got publicly humiliated. The guy said, "Your salary isn't even as much as my monthly tax bill." Harsh, right? Even harsher. He only considers women born after 1995. Reality is cruel. Men with high standards aren't short on choices. They're even more calculating than you. They either go for young and beautiful, or someone who matches them in wealth and status. Who would pick someone with neither looks nor assets? Ladies, take advantage of your youth and grow up quickly. I have many female friends in their 40s who have never married. They've either been dating or staying single all this time. The oldest one I know was already over 40 when I met her back when I had just graduated college. She's still single today. The oldest among them was born in 1964, still unmarried to this day. Today, one of these friends messaged me, saying she's starting to feel very anxious. She said, "I don't think there's anything wrong with me, but I still haven't gotten married or had kids." And let me tell you, she's the most beautiful among all my friends. I've met many women, and almost none can match her looks. She's a striking Shandong beauty. Tall, 1.69 m, slim waist, full hips, and a vibrant, charming personality. She's worked for Fortune 500 companies, currently in insurance, doing brand marketing at a management level. She earns nearly $1 million a year, lives in Shanghai, has a house and a car, and enjoys a refined lifestyle. But despite all this, she still hasn't found the right person to marry. I've thought about it a lot. Why are so many of my capable, white-collar female friends still unmarried and childless? First of all, they're not obsessed with marriage or having kids. At 34, she didn't feel a ticking clock or desperation. More importantly, they refuse to compromise. The kind of man they like must be at least on par with them in career, intelligence, or looks. But men who are on their level, they don't compromise either. So it becomes the woman who's expected to make it work, to make the man feel like he's getting a good deal. But these independent women in their 40s, they want a relationship that's mutually respectful, where they can also feel comfortable. If being with a man means enduring bad habits, poor looks, or clashing values, they'd rather stay single. And honestly, what's wrong with that? I think my friends are courageous. They're living for themselves, respecting their own feelings, and refusing to settle. Some people call women like them selfish or stubborn. But they're not selfish, they just love themselves. In China's male-dominated dating market, even average men have many choices. But many of those men have deep-rooted issues. Bad habits, smoking, drinking, lying, cheating, even abuse. My friends don't marry because many men cross their boundaries. Sure, compromise in a relationship is normal, but not when it comes to fundamental values or personality. Those things don't change. After the excitement fades, what's left is the truth. If a guy is abusive, he is abusive, you'll suffer for a lifetime. Let me tell you, the dating market in Beijing is brutally realistic now. Last week, there was this guy born in 1989, making 500,000 yuan a year, owns a house, by any measure a high-quality man, right? So I tried to introduce someone to him. I pulled out the profile of the first girl, born in 1990, and hadn't even finished reading when he interrupted me. This doesn't seem like a good fit. Let's look at the next one. I hadn't even read a single detail yet. Then I told him the second girl was born in 1996. Right away, he pulled out his glasses, sat up straight, and eagerly prepared to hear her details. I thought to myself, wow, you're really realistic. Girls, I truly believe the biggest blessing of our era is that many women have seen through the essence of marriage before getting married or having kids. This wisdom comes from millions of women who learned it the hard way, plus our own deep reflections and what we've seen online. At least we've avoided many detours. We've realized that rushing into marriage blindly is like walking into a trap, inviting endless trouble into your life. You end up dealing with a bunch of people who have nothing to do with you. You can't manage them, and you can't escape either. Seriously, sisters, have you noticed? In real life, no one tells us these truths. Even married women won't share this with us, and even our parents won't say it. They just pressure us to marry. They don't care whether we're happy or not. Just marry first. Ask questions later.
离了婚，
Divorced women who remarry, 9 out of 10 regret it. Not because their ex-husband was great, but because they later realize that switching partners doesn't reduce the problems. It often increases them. Many people think changing men will change their life, but after going through a second marriage, they realize it doesn't work like that. To be blunt, second marriages involve a lot more calculations than romance. You'll actually feel more exhausted. Why is a first marriage still the best? Because no matter how many conflicts you have, both people usually have a shared goal to raise kids and maintain a home. But in a second marriage, you have your kid, he has his kid, your money is yours, his money is hidden away. You even have to care for the elderly. These endless complications are enough to give anyone a headache. Don't think a divorced man will treasure you more. Many have stopped believing in love altogether. Their minds are full of pragmatism. I need a woman to raise my kids, do housework, and share the burden. Love, romance? That's out the window. And don't even mention the chaos of exes, child support, asset division arguments that can last weeks. Now, let's talk about kids. You think they don't understand? They're actually the most sensitive. When parents start arguing or talking divorce, they might stay silent, but inside, they already know. Many kids blame themselves, thinking they're the burden. When they're tossed back and forth between parents during holidays, they don't even know where they belong. No amount of toys or pocket money can replace the love they're missing. Some children fall into depression because of their parents' divorce. So, ask yourself, was it really worth it? And don't assume your parents don't care. They may say, it's fine, your happiness matters, but you have no idea how many tears they've cried behind your back. So, sisters, I'm not telling you not to seek happiness. I'm just saying, divorce is not a shortcut to a better life. Unless there's cheating, violence, or serious deal breakers, please talk it out. Because they later realize that switching partners doesn't reduce the problems. It often increases them. Many people think changing men will change their life, but after going through a second marriage, they realize it doesn't work like that. To be blunt, second marriages involve a lot more calculations than romance. You'll actually feel more exhausted. Why is a first marriage still the best? Because no matter how many conflicts you have, both people usually have a shared goal to raise kids and maintain a home. But in a second marriage, you have your kid, he has his kid, your money is yours, his money is hidden away. You even have to care for the elderly. These endless complications are enough to give anyone a headache. Don't think a divorced man will treasure you more. Many have stopped believing in love altogether. Their minds are full of pragmatism. I need a woman to raise my kids, do housework, and share the burden. Love, romance? That's out the window. And don't even mention the chaos of exes, child support, asset division arguments that can last weeks. Now, let's talk about kids. You think they don't understand? They're actually the most sensitive. When parents start arguing or talking divorce, they might stay silent, but inside, they already know. Many kids blame themselves, thinking they're the burden. When they're tossed back and forth between parents during holidays, they don't even know where they belong. No amount of toys or pocket money can replace the love they're missing. Some children fall into depression because of their parents' divorce. So, ask yourself, was it really worth it? And don't assume your parents don't care. They may say, it's fine, your happiness matters, but you have no idea how many tears they've cried behind your back. So, sisters, I'm not telling you not to seek happiness. I'm just saying, divorce is not a shortcut to a better life. Unless there's cheating, violence, or serious deal breakers, please talk it out. Marriage always has fights. What matters is whether you both have the ability to solve problems, not whether you can find someone new. Love always turns into companionship in the end. After that, it's just daily life, meals, bills, routines. I'm from the year 1990. I'm 35 now. It's Monday today. I'm unmarried, have no children, and never got married. I slept until noon, ate something, played some badminton, and got home around 5 p.m. Then I made myself a glass of juice. That's a day in my life as an older, unmarried woman. But please don't pity me. I'm actually living quite freely and comfortably. If I suffer a little in old age, I think that's fair. I can accept that. Some people like the bitter first, sweet later life. I'm the opposite. I want sweetness first. Even if I get sick in old age and die suddenly, I'd still say this life was worth it. Chongqing is definitely the strangest city in China. First, it's the only city in the country where men still outnumber women. While other cities are busy celebrating childbirth, Chongqing folks have already started casting for daughters as if it's a reality show. Second, the rest of the world says mom and dad. But only in Chongqing do they use terms like ma lao hai, which implies female first, male second. This shows Chongqing people have long baked gender respect into their dialect. Third, while families all over China are raising the price of dowries, Chongqing parents have flipped the marriage market on its head. They don't want dowry at all. Instead, they insist on buying a car and house for their daughter as part of the marriage package. Only Chongqing daughters know that true marital security doesn't come from outrageous bride prices. It comes from strong family backing. Meanwhile, people from other places can't believe it and are lining up to marry Chongqing girls. This 80-born unmarried woman, sarcasm for very old, has extremely clear dating requirements. She wants a wealthy, divorced man. She says her current standards are the result of years of compromise. In her 20s, she only wanted tall, rich, and handsome men. By 30, she adjusted it to just rich and at least 175 centimeters tall.
And now,
Her requirement is just rich, divorced, and no kids. And get this, she even has an outrageous idea. She wants a rich man who'll give her tens of thousands per month in allowance. And she's totally fine being his plus one, a second wife, concubine, or side piece. China has already entered the era of the green bachelors. It's not just that there are more men than women. It's not just a numbers game. So where did these 30 million extra bachelors come from? Let me tell you, it's all from drinking poisonous chicken soup, toxic positivity. First bowl of poison. Men are supposed to earn money and support the family. Women just need to be beautiful like flowers. Second bowl. If a man isn't willing to spend money on you, he doesn't love you. Third bowl. Where a man's money goes, his heart goes. After drinking all this toxic soup, women started believing they're goddesses, little fairy princesses, or Cinderella waiting for Prince Charming to slip on the glass slipper. But in reality, many men are under extreme pressure. They can't meet those ridiculous standards. So either they voluntarily let go or they get dumped. The result? The women are still fantasizing about their tall, rich, and handsome dream guy. By the time they've polished off all the wolves, wasted all their chances, who's going to wake these women from their dreams?